Well, hello there, Libra. Welcome in. It is so good to see you. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are doing your April reading. So let's jump into it. Let's see what is on the horizon for you. Dove Spirit, be peace, and fellow travelers, support is all around you. This is truly the energy of allowing yourself to recognize that you have entered a new chapter. Right? You have stepped, I'm going to say, I feel like you have stepped onto a new path. And this new path may feel a little bit lonely. Okay, I'm going to say that. It could feel a little lonely here at the beginning of a new chapter. You may have had to walk away, since you're in a new chapter, from people, situations, perhaps even allowing yourself to leave behind some goals or dreams that you've gone to a certain part of your path. Sometimes we get to a certain part of our path and we understand that the goals and dreams are really aligned to an earlier version, a previous version of ourselves, and they're really not in alignment with where we want to go. That can be really hard, okay, to allow ourselves to say, that dream, that goal no longer is in alignment with what I want for myself in the future. So there's something here about recognizing you have a fresh start. That is the message, that you have a clean slate, fresh start, new path. Time to allow yourself to say, what is it that I want as I continue into this new chapter? But this card with Be Peace is the energy of allowing yourself to step fully into this, knowing that you do have people and situations that are going to come onto your path because your guides, your fellow travelers, right? The dove here is indicating that there are, your spirit guides, your angels, the divine, the universe has things in line for you. It's kind of like they're not allowing you. I think the message here is they haven't allowed you to step onto a new path that they're not supportive of and will also help you on your path. Now, I think that is really kind of a strong message sometimes, Libra, because sometimes when we start into a new chapter, onto a new path, we can still be kind of like allowing ourselves to look at what has occurred in the past, all right? Kind of like what we've had to leave behind. And part of it is because we have nothing to concentrate on in this new path. We don't have the new people yet. We don't have the new job. We don't have whatever it is that you are wanting in this new chapter. It hasn't yet come onto your path. And therefore, it's easy for our ego to kind of like reflect on the past. Whether those are good memories or painful memories, it's kind of like allowing yourself to say, I'm allowing myself to leave those. So turn your back. You see how he has his back to the past. It's kind of like allowing yourself to say, I'm now going to allow myself to focus on what it is that I want to manifest in this new chapter. And also recognizing that you have a lot of support from the divine. Look at this. Just definitely, they are saying, allow yourself to not, I feel like this is especially for those of you that feel like, I don't want to say you feel lost. It's not that energy. It's just kind of like, because Libra, you are the person, the zodiac that likes peace, harmony in your relationships. And I feel like that's what you're doing. You could be alone at this time because you're kind of like an energy of you've had to leave a lot of toxic people behind or toxic situations. And you're looking for that harmonious relationship, but there could have been this energy, you're still kind of a little bit in this energy of, does that even exist? Because you can't see it yet, right? In the 3D. This is the energy of truly believing, okay, that it can exist, that it does exist. This is a message from your spirit guides. We have you. You have love ahead. I feel like this is love. It can be also prosperity, happiness, joy, everything that you are wanting. But for some of you, I feel that this message, you've had to leave people behind. There is this energy of people. And I'm saying that because it says fellow travelers, right? You may have had to leave family, friends, co-workers. Maybe you've even moved to a new city, right? In order to distance yourself from people that were no longer in alignment with what you want for yourself. So the message here is to truly believe that you are on the right path. Sometimes when the new doesn't come in soon enough for our ego, right, we can start questioning, did I leave all of that behind and for nothing? Did I leave it all behind for nothing? No, you did not leave it all behind for nothing. This is allowing yourself to recognize, okay, I may have to be on this path for a very short time. I'm going to say that by myself. Yes, you have people coming in, especially if you're looking, I feel like this is either a business partner that you're looking for or a romantic partner. It's a person that you are wanting on your path. And it has something, Ace of Pentacles, something new coming onto your path. You're totally poised and ready for this. This is exactly what you have been wanting. It's just that I think it's the energy of I want proof, and it comes in suddenly. Oh my goodness. 2 of Cups. That's what I'm saying. That is the energy here. You have the Tower here. Okay, so we have the new moon in Aries on the 29th, right? It's the energy of knowing, believing. It's like, okay, I'm allowing myself to turn my back on the past. And if you're wanting to reconnect to somebody from the past, I'm throwing this in here for some of you that do want to reconnect to somebody from the past, right? That's not all of you. But if you're resonating with that story, it's understanding you're allowing yourself to detach from the painful things that occurred in the past with that person. It's a clean slate. No matter if this is new, I do have an Ace of Pentacles, so that is new, okay? But even if it's a person coming back from the past, it's a new version of that person. That person has gone through the healing, right? That person has done the work, just like you have, Libra. If they show up and you can tell, you're going to be able to tell right away whether they've done the work or not. But I feel like this is the energy of somebody knocking on your door, right? Somebody calling you, somebody, something is coming in, a gift of some sort, an invitation. It could be an invitation to a party. You go to the party, you meet a new person. Whatever this is, it's an ace. An Ace of Pentacles is the energy of planting a new seed in love. I'm going to say in love, in a very balanced, harmonious relationship, okay? And allowing yourself to say, okay, it's an ace, it's a seed. It's not the whole plant, it's not the whole tree. It's not the 10 of Pentacles, it's the ace. Understanding, okay, I've learned so much on my path. I am ready, I am poised, I am ready for new love, because I have learned how to have healthy boundaries in a relationship. I have practiced. I have learned my communication skills. I can communicate what I need and desire from another person. And I also have practiced my listening skills so I can hear what they need and desire from me. This is a solid. Ace of Pentacles is solid. A solid offer of some sort. Now, if it's in business, because the 2 of Cups can be a business partnership, it is a solid offer. It's somebody coming in and saying, hey, I want to work with you. I want to combine, because we have exchange gifts, right? I want to combine my skills, my talents, my resources, my time, my energy with yours equally and harmoniously so that we can create something beautiful together. Whatever this is, it is definitely divinely orchestrated. And it is at the perfect time. This is kind of like the divine time for this to occur. And I feel like one of the things that you're doing is you have had to learn how to disassociate, detach from people and situations that could have been third party, okay? like allowing yourself to recognize, I'm sorry, here's 3 cups. I don't, there's 2 things. First of all, I'm getting a couple of messages with this. Any third parties, you're kind of like, nope, I'm not doing that. It's only me and you, right? The other thing is that it's a little bit of energy of triangulation. I'm not having conversations about other people to other people, right? I'm allowing myself not to participate in triangulated relationships of any kind, business or romance. Instead, I talk directly to the people instead of, that middle school energy of, will you go ask so-and-so if they like me? It's kind of like, no, you've learned that by being part of triangulated relationships or third-party relationships, whether it's family, romantic, or business, you've understood that hinders your direct relationship with that person. It's kind of like allowing yourself to say, yes, I'm no longer allowing myself to gossip, right? Or be part of a group that gossips or backstabs or whatever. It's kind of like, no, I have direct communication to the people I want to deal with, leaving out that third party energy. The other thing is that if you have allowed yourself to stay in the friend zone, okay, of a relationship, allowing yourself to stay in the friend zone, what you're understanding is that I don't want to be in the friend zone. I want a committed relationship. I want a direct communication and relationship that's deep, that's emotionally vulnerable, that's intimate, right? Allowing yourself to say, I don't want to be in the friend zone with relationships anymore, because the friend zone is that shallow, right? I don't want to repeat that pattern anymore. I want to allow myself to step truly into harmonious, balanced, equal give and take types of relationships where I'm dealing one-on-one with somebody and not kind of like there is this energy of triangulation, however that might be. Sometimes we see that in families or we see that in peer groups, right? Definitely in the workplace. It's kind of like, no, I'm allowing myself to step out of that, because what you're recognizing is that only hides your true feelings. When we're back in middle school, right? When you ask somebody if they like you, you're afraid of having the direct conversation and putting yourself out there. You're allowing a middle person, and that's what you are allowing yourself to let go of, because you're recognizing when there's a middle person, it's just like when you play telephone. The message gets distorted. The feelings, the emotions aren't really there. Is allowing yourself to say, yes, I've been hiding. There's a little bit of an energy of hiding by being in triangulated relationships instead of allowing yourself to. When we're in one-on-one, we have to be so much more vulnerable. When we're in triangulated relationships, right? Whatever kind of relationship that is, it's a much more safe, okay, in a way, and it's also less vulnerable. That's why it's more safe. It's more shallow. It's more superficial. It's definitely more superficial, right? With the mask there. You're understanding, no, what I really want. I want to co-create with somebody, and the only way to really and truly have that type of relationship is by allowing yourself to have direct contact with that person. And I feel like that person is coming in. There's something here. Allowing yourself to recognize. If you are thinking about somebody else that you have these types of feelings for, I really recommend that you reach out to that person and not asking somebody else, what do they think about me, right? And this is the energy of putting on your big girl pants or your big boy pants and doing the work yourself, not allowing there to be a middleman. Powerful energy. Okay, now the thing is that this is happening right now. Okay, this is happening. I think within, probably the next 5 to 7 days of hearing this message, especially anytime around the new moon in Aries. This is the energy of understanding. It's picking up the phone and calling this person, or knocking on their door, or they're knocking on your door. But if you're feeling called, I do feel like if you're being called to, you feel intuitively, maybe you need to make the call, then knowing that you are poised, knowing that your spirit guides and angels are with you on this journey. This is the beginning of a beautiful journey. You are planting a new seed with someone, and understanding that this can grow to the 10 of Pentacles if you allow yourselves, it's equal give and take, right? Allow yourselves to water and nurture, fertilize this seed, right? Allowing yourself to take care of that seed that you're planting, and not allowing third parties, not allowing other people, even if it's not like a third party thing, it's kind of like not allowing other people to kind of like dictate how you are planting your seed. I think you're kind of like almost putting yourself into this, I want to say a bubble. It's a little bit of allowing yourselves to say, okay, we're going into this bubble. We're going to work on our relationship. And especially I feel like if it's a reuniting with somebody from the past, is kind of like a working on your relationship away from friends and family. Let us decide how we want to move forward. That is definitely the energy here. And knowing your spirit guides and angels have you. This is divine, divinely timed, divinely guided. There is no doubt about that. All right, so Libra, wow, powerful. Let's pull a soul truth card for you. And I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. All right, let's see what we have here. Am I consistently showing up? Yeah, I feel like there is something where you may kind of like go between this 2 and this 3. Like I kind of feel like for some time, you have wanted to step into love, but then you may revert back to, no, I'm okay if I just have friends, right? I want a divine counterpart, but it's okay. I'll just put time and energy into friends. I'm not saying that putting time and energy into friends is bad, right? But it is the energy of recognizing that when our heart truly desires something like this. And Libra, you are the zodiac that is romantic, that loves romantic love, that loves having this one-on-one connection with somebody, right? A harmonious, a loving, a truly, what can we create together type of energy here. And I feel like it's allowing yourself to say, I'm going to show up for this. I'm going to be consistent in showing up and helping to water and nurture this seed, right? In the past, you may have, when you confronted a fear or a little bit of resistance in a romantic relationship, you may have converted back into triangulating or allowing yourself to spend more time with your friends, or whatever. It's kind of like allowing yourself to recognize what patterns, because you do have a pattern, okay? What patterns, when the relationship starts to get closer and more intimate, what feelings of resistance maybe are coming up for you, to the point where you may revert back to patterns of keeping it friend zone or whatever it is, right? Not consistently showing up for the connection. All right, that is the message here. So it's allowing yourself to say, yes, this time when I commit to this connection, I'm going to commit to it and show up for it consistently, not just part of the time, but all of the time. Yeah, that is, I'll have to say, because, Libra, I think you are one of the signs that can wear your heart on your sleeve, right? It's a little bit like you're willing to be truly vulnerable with somebody. but you have been hurt in the past, allowing yourself to recognize that when it starts to get a little bit more intimate, right? You're starting to feel vulnerable, allowing yourself to turn to your spirit guides and angels, right? To allow yourself to look at the fear there and not run away from the fear, but say, yes, I am poised, I am ready for this. Because you are. And that is the amazing thing about this. You have done so much healing that this is allowing you to recognize, I want to pull one of these cards, recognize that you are ready for this relationship, not to allow yourself to get fearful and leave the connection because you are concerned about your fears popping up, right? Not allowing your fears to confuse your fears with your intuition, right? You could be confusing a little bit of your fears and thinking it's your intuition letting you know there's a red flag here. Allowing yourself to say, okay, wait a minute, I'm going to allow myself to use what I have learned, truly learned about myself and about my intuition and knowing the difference between intuition and fear. Yeah, beautiful energy, abundance. This is a connection that is just absolutely amazing. It really is. It's not, I think it comes in very quickly, but it does grow slowly. And that's the thing here, Libra, is understanding, right? It's not going to go from 1 pentacle to 10 overnight. It is going to take a little bit of work. And that's what your guides are saying. You're ready for this journey. You're ready to allow yourself to see, be grateful for what this other person is bringing into your life, but also what you are providing to them. It's a very equal give and take. It's a beautiful, beautiful energy. Yes, an energy around unconditional love. That is exactly what it is. Allowing yourself to know, okay, I'm taking these steps slowly because it is a new journey for you. You have never experienced this type of love before. And because it's new, it doesn't mean that you should be fearful of it. It's different. And there is a difference between being fearful, right? And just recognizing this is a different experience than I've had before. It doesn't mean that it's bad. It's just different. And allowing yourself to go slowly, to say, yes, I feel like the other person wants to go slowly too. You know, this could be, yeah, we're going to have these long and beautiful conversations, either on the phone or in person for hours at a time, right? But the intimate part is going to come along a little bit more slowly than maybe what you have experienced in the past. And that, I think, is what your spirit guides want you to know. That's a good thing. There's goodness here because you're learning how to emotionally connect to somebody, have emotional vulnerability before you perhaps have physical intimacy. Yeah, beautiful energy. Being emotionally intimate before you rush into the physical intimate. Wow, powerful. All right, Libra. I'd love to hear in the comments. Yeah. Is there a specific person that you want from to return from the past, or are you really looking for new? I think that is one of the things, allowing yourself to have that clarity, you know, of recognizing what it is that you really and truly want for yourself. All right, Libra, I am going to leave it there. I wish you so much love and light. Thank you so much for being here. I really and truly appreciate all of your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.